हरिः ओम् नमस्कारः। अद्य भाषाप्रवेशस्य प्रथमभागस्य चतुर्थीकक्ष्यार्थं भवतां सर्वेषां स्वागतम्। एकवारं कक्ष्यायाः पुनस्मरणं दृष्ट्वा वयम् अग्रे चरामः। Yesterday's recap. We have seen there are three vachanas in Sanskrit: singular, dual and plural. And we have also seen some examples for them, like balaka shabdasya, balakaha, balako, balakaha, balika shabdasya, balika, balike, balikaha, nadi shabdasya or gathi shabdasya, gathi, gathyo, gathyaha, pustaka shabdasya cha pustakam, pustake, pustakani, evam vayam rupani drishtavantah. So we have seen the forms of these four words, and we also have understood that for every noun will have a root word, and that we call them as pratipadikam. Like balakaha is a word, and the root word for that is balaka, which is without visarga. And for balika, the root word is same, it's again balika. And for gathi, the root word would be gati. And again for pustakam, the root word is pustaka. So that we call them as pratipadikam. Based on the, actually all the noun forms are actually derived based on two properties of the pratipadikam. One is the ending letter of the pratipadikam plus the gender of the pratipadikam. So these both, the combination of these both would decide what would be the noun forms of that particular word. And in that way, balaka, if we take the pratipadikam, the ending letter is a, and the gender is masculine gender. So the combination of the masculine and ending letter is a. So then any word which has this particular combination would have the same forms as of balaka shabda. Like balakaha, balako, balakaha for balaka, and similarly ramaha, ramau, ramaha for rama shabda, and margaha, margo, margaha for marga shabda. So that is the way. It's the same for even balika also. Balika, it ends with akara, and pratipadikam is in feminine gender. So for this combination, the forms would go like this: balika, balike, balikaha. And the similar words like Sita, Mala, Bhasha or any other such words, they also will follow the same pattern. Okay, this is the important thing we need to understand. And as part of that, we have also seen the most used combinations and that we need to know, right? So that we have seen in the last session. And we have also seen something called word spelling. So whenever we spell any Sanskrit word, we spell at the level of consonants and vowels. For example, balaka, if we take, we actually split them as consonants and vowels. Then we actually pronounce with kara as a suffix. For example, bakaraha, akaraha, lakaraha, akaraha, kakaraha, akaraha. Okay, and that's the way we actually spell all of these words, and we have seen the examples as well. Okay, so with that, we are done with the recap, and before we actually move on to today's new topic, I would like to touch upon some book topics, actually some lessons on the book as well. So far we have not even opened up our book. If you have your book handy, maybe we'll just try to complete the exercises whatever we have done so far actually. So this is a Prishta Sankhya is 1, and the first chapter is called Parichayaha, and here we have we discuss about all the words like mama, bhavataha, bhavatyaha, and what is your name, what is my name is, so on. So all these things are actually discussed in the first chapter here. Mama nama Ganeshaha, bhavataha nama kim. My name is Ganesha, and what is your name? And mama nama Ramakrishnaha, my name is Ramakrishna. And similarly, mama nama Ganeshaha, bhavatyaha nama kim. Mama nama Sita. So I think you already know Bhavataha for masculine and Bhavatyaha for feminine. So there's nothing much to discuss here. We'll go on. The next Bhavataha nama kim? Mama nama Vivekanandaha. Bhavatyaha nama kim? Mama nama Lata. It's a simple conversation. And some exercise is given in the Prashta Sankhya 1, like Ramesha is asking Bhavataha nama kim? Govindaha would say Mama nama Govindaha. It's a very simple, we have already tried in our exercises as well. And Ramesha asks Bhavatyaha nama kim? And Leela says Mama nama Leela. And similarly Geeta, what would she ask for Rajeshaha? So Bhavataha nama kim, because Rajeshaha is a masculine, so we have to use Bhavataha. Bhavataha nama kim, and the answer would be Mama nama Rajeshaha. Hope it is clear, and let's move on. And this is the second lesson in our Bhasha Pravesha. I think we have actually the previous slide. This is the last exercise in the first lesson. This completes one lesson in our Bhasha Pravesha. And this is the second lesson we are starting. And here they discuss about all the pronouns what we have already studied, like Saha, Sa, Tat, Eshaha, Esha, Etat. I think no need to explain here. And Eshaha, Chalakaha, he is the driver. I mean, this person, he is the driver. Saha Vaidyaha, that person is Vaidya. Okay, and similarly there are few set of words they have given for using with Eshaha, and for few set of words they have given for using with Saha, like Sikshakaha, Eshaha Sikshakaha, Eshaha Gramaha, Eshaha Vivekanandaha, Eshaha Gajaha, Eshaha Simmaha, Eshaha Deepaha, Eshaha Vrikshaha, Eshaha Sahodaraha. So Sikshakaha is a teacher, Gramaha is a village, Vivekananda is just a name, and Gajaha is the elephant, Simmaha is a land, and Deepaha is a lamp, and Vrikshaha is tree, and Sahodara is brother. And similarly Saha Kavihi, Saha Rashtrapatihi, Saha Vishnuhu, Saha Bhrata, Saha Atitihi, Saha Sishuhu, Saha Pita, Saha Neta. So here again Kavihi, poet, Rashtrapatihi, we know, president, or Vishnuhu, God's name, and Bhrata, brother, Atitihi, guest, Sishuhu, baby, and Pita, father, Neta, the leader. Okay, I think we are clear with this exercise as well, and I'm just reading myself all the exercises because we have already done these in our forum, or similar exercises we have already done, so I'm just going in little fast. And Esha Gaika, this is for Sa and Esha. So Esha Gaika, Sa Saraswati. So this is this lady is Gaika, singer. Sa Saraswati, that is goddess Saraswati. And similarly there are set of words for Esha and set of words for Sa. Sikshika, Esha Sikshika, she is a teacher. Esha Bhakta, she is a devotee. And Esha Mala, she is Mala. And Esha Bhumihi, this is earth. And Esha Dvichakrika, this is two-wheeler. And Esha Lata, this is Lata, or there's a plant is also called Lata. And Esha Gulika, this is tablet. And Esha Vyaktihi, this is person. And Sa Gayatri, that is Gayatri. Sa Duravani, that is mobile. Sa Dhenuhu, that is cow. And Sa Vaduhu, that is bride. And Sa Lakshmi Vai, and Sa Gati, that is clock. Sa Rajuhu, that is rope. And Sa Bruhu, that is highbrow. Okay, I think this is clear, and if you have any questions on the meanings, you can always check the dictionary for the right meanings. And next is the Etat and Tat. And Etat Sanganakam, this is computer, and Tat Vimanam, that is flight. And Etat Vastaram, this is cloth. Etat Narikalam, this is coconut. And Etat Dwaram, this is door. And Etat Vyajanam, this is fan. And Tat Kandukam, that is ball or gem. I think Kanduka is it has a different two genders, right? A masculine is a ball and the feminine is neuter version would be gem. And that Doordarshan, that is TV, and that is curd, and that Vari, that is water. Okay, I think that's what we have seen, and this actually completes partially. It completes the second chapter in our Bhasha Pravesha level 1. So now let's move on to our actual topic for today. So here we have seen, this is a slide we have seen yesterday for mainly for 4 words, Balaka, Balika and Ghati in Pustaka. We have seen the noun forms in Ekavachanam, Dvivachanam, Bahuvachanam, and the corresponding Pratipadikams, plus how the Pratipadikams are actually named. So this is Akarantaha, Pumlingaha, Balak Shabdaha, and Akarantaha, Strilingaha, Balika Shabdaha, Ikarantaha, Strilingaha, Ghati Shabdaha, Akarantaha, Napumsakalingaha, Pustaka Shabdaha. So this is the way we actually address any Pratipadikam. And based on that, a combination of what ending letter and gender, it will have its own noun forms. Hope that is clear, and let us move a bit. And this is the table for all the permutations, combinations which we are going to study mainly. So for each ending letter, what are possible gender, what are possible words in each gender. For example, Akaranta, it will have only Pumlinga, Napumsakalinga, Akaranta only in Strilinga. So like that we have seen, and there are some dash or empty spaces. That means either words are not available, or maybe the usage of that is very, very rare. That's the meaning it is. Okay, and we don't worry about the empty cells here, but we try to memorize or remember the forms for all of these words given here. Okay, in case if you are having difficulty in memorizing Balaka, if you already know for some other similar words like Rama or Krishna, you can even remember those forms also. But at least what we need to know is, at least we need to know 3 forms in all of these individual categories. Okay, and that's about that, and let's move further. So here those individual words were expanded, and we have 3 individual forms for all of those words, like Balaka, Balakaha, Balako, Balakaha, Balika, Balike, Balikaha, and all of them. I think this we have also seen yesterday. Okay, and the similar table is also given in our Bhasha Pravesha level 1 book, if you have seen that here. So in page number 5, you can see the similar same, I mean it's the same, actually not similar, it's the same table given in a different format. Okay, but it's up to you whether you would like to go with this format or this format, but our final objective here is to know all the forms. Next, for example, if you know Balakaha as a word, if you want to make a sentence out of it, we will generally use some pronouns to it, like Saha Balakaha or Eshaha Balakaha or Kaha Balakaha. So Saha, Kaha and Eshaha, these are all the pronouns we use along with some word like Balakaha to give a meaningful statement or sentence. So now as we have Ekavachanam, Dvivachanam, Bahuvachanam for all of these individual words, and we'll also have the same similar forms, or not similar, similarly we'll also have forms for pronouns as well, like Saha, Satat, Eshaha, Esha, Etat, and Kaha, Kaha, Ka, Kim. So for all of these pronouns, we are going to see the Ekavachana forms and Dvivachana forms and Bahuvachana forms. So this is for Eshaha. So Eshaha, we know that this is this person, or this, it points to this object. Of course it's a masculine word. And Esha, it's again same, it points to this object or this person, but it's a feminine word. And Etat, it again this person or this object, it's again a neuter word. Okay, and the corresponding Dvivachanam for Eshaha is Etau. Okay, and Bahuvachana for Eshaha is Ete. Okay, so Eshaha, Etau, Ete. So this is for Eshaha. So If you have a balaka, you may say eshaha balakaha. This is one boy, and etau balakau. These are two boys. Ete balakaha. These are many boys, more than two. Okay, so we have already seen that balakaha, balako, balakaha. Similarly, kavihi, kavi, kavayaha, guruhu, guru, guravaha, pita, pitaro, pitaraha. So all of these we have seen in the previous table, right? All masculine words. So we can actually apply eshaha, eto, ete before them to make a meaningful sentence. And similarly for esha, esha balika, or esha vatika, will take maybe some non-living object. Esha vatika, so this is garden. Ete vatike, so vatika, the forms are like vatika, vatike, vatikaha. So when we join with esha, esha vatika, ete vatike, etaha vatikaha. So esha vatika, so this is garden. Ete vatike, these are two gardens, and etaha vatikaha, these are many gardens. Okay, and etat, for etat, it's a neuter word. So we have forms like etat, ete, etani. So if we take a example of pustakam, etat pustakam, this is a single book, and ete pustake, these are two books, and etani pustakani, these are many books, more than two. Okay, so the forms we have to remember: eshaha, etau, ete, esha, ete, etaha, etat, ete, etani. Okay, and all we need is whatever words you come across, you try to find three forms of that particular word in ekavachanam, dvivachanam, bahuvachanam, and you try to use appropriate pronoun from this table. Okay, you might see something like maybe a tree, vrikshaha. So forms are like vrikshaha, vrikshau, vrikshaha. So eshaha vrikshaha, etau vrikshau, ete vrikshaha. Okay, so that way you keep repeatedly doing this exercise to get familiar with these pronouns and the noun forms. Okay, so now similarly for that, right, we have saha, sa, tat. For saha, the forms are like saha, tau, te. For sa, it would be sa, te, taha. For tat, it would be tat, te, tani. Okay, and similarly it goes like saha balakaha, tau balakau, te balakaha. So that is one boy, and those are two boys, and those are many boys. So when we say many, it's not two, it's more than two. And similarly sa vatika, that is garden. Te vatike, those two are gardens, or those are two gardens. Similarly taha vatikaha, those are many gardens. And tat pustakam, that is one book. Te pustake, those are two books. Tani pustakani, those are many books. Okay, and this is the way, these are the forms for saha, sa, tat. And similarly for other one, the question statement, right, kaha, ka, kim, it also goes through the same pattern, like kaha, kau, ke, ka, ke, kaha, kim, ke, kani. So example again, kaha Ramaha, who is Ramaha, who is Rama, kau Rama, who are all those two Rama, and ke Ramaha, who are those Ramas. And similarly ka Sita, ke Sita, ke Site, kaha Sitaha, kim pustakam, ke pustake, kani pustakani. Okay, I think this is the way we actually join with the actual words with the appropriate noun. So when you join, you should noun should have the same number. Actually, if you are joining a balako, you should also prefer to choose the right dvivachana word for the same gender here and use it along with that. So hope this is clear so far. So now I have also said whenever you learn any new word like eshaha, esha, ether, or anything, we should learn along with the pratipadikam of that word. Plus, we should also understand what is the ending letter of the pratipadikam. Plus, we should also know what is the gender of the pratipadikam. So basically, pratipadikam, and if you know pratipadikam, you will be knowing the ending letter, no doubt on it. So pratipadikam and gender of the pratipadikam and the word forms. Actually, word forms you can actually derive it. So when you say eshaha is a word, and what is the pratipadikam for this? So when I say pratipadikam, it's a noun root. So what's the pratipadikam for this eshaha or etau or ete or esha ete etaha? The pratipadikam is etat is the pratipadikam. Okay, this is the only one. This pratipadikam etat is one pratipadikam that has. It doesn't have any gender as such. Actually, okay. It's the same pratipadikam for all three genders. For eshaha also, etat is a pratipadikam. Esha will also have the same etat pratipadikam. Etat is again has the same pratipadikam etat. Okay, so etat is a trilingakaha shabdaha. So it has all three linga forms. Based on the linga, the forms would actually vary. So etat in the masculine becomes eshaha, etau, ete. Etat in feminine it becomes esha, ete, etaha. And similarly, etat in the napumsakalinga it would be etat, ete, etani. Okay, but the ending letter of etat is again ta. So it's a takarantaha shabdaha. Takarantaha etat shabdaha. Okay, but how do we get etat in a masculine eshaha? We don't worry about it now. Okay, because it has some grammatical rules and there are some sutras and ashtadhyayi. So we will not worry about all of them. All we need to know is for all of these set, the pratipadikam is same and that is etat. Okay, and similarly for saha, sa, tat, the pratipadikam is tat. Tat is the pratipadikam for saha, sa and tat. So hope it is clear. And similarly for kaha, ka, kim, the pratipadikam is kim. Okay, so generally the neuter ekavachana form is the pratipadikam for all of these three pronouns. Okay, that's something. And other thing we need to know here is the forms of for masculine bahuvachanam, strilinga dvivachanam, napumsakalinga dvivachanam. The forms are all same. So it's all ete, ete, ete. And similarly for saha, te, te, te. And for kaha, it will be ke, ke, ke. Hope you got it actually. So there are, if you get any sentence with ete, we cannot say it is whether it is masculine plural or feminine dual or neuter dual. So based on the next word, we can identify what are they. For example, if you say ete pustake, so then ete is this ete, it is a neuter dual form. Or if somebody says ete vatike, then we will say we'll finalize that this ete is feminine dual form. And ete balakaha, if somebody says, and then that ete is a masculine bahuvachana form. So that is the way we actually differentiate. But this is not causing confusion, but that's the way it is actually there in the language. Okay, that's where we need to practice more with appropriate noun forms. Astu, dhanyavadaha. Vayam agrimakakshayam melishyamaha. So we'll meet in the next session the next week. Thank you.